But we begin with this. We are just 2 hours away from a debate on one of the most closely watched races in the entire country. Incumbent Republican Jason Miyares set to face Democrat Jay Jones in a race for Virginia Attorney General that has been upended, to say the least, in the last few weeks.
That's right, all of it after leaked text messages revealing Jones at one point threatened to shoot his political opponent and his family. Fox 5's Sydney Persing joins us live in the studio with what we can expect from this high-stakes matchup.
High stakes, and certainly a lot of folks are going to be watching this debate tonight. It is important to remember that since the news of these text messages first broke, that the race went from Jay Jones leading to more recent polling actually giving Jason Miyares an advantage. Now the two candidates will meet on the same stage for the first and only time ahead of Election Day. It's all set to start tonight at 6 o'clock at the University of Richmond. And this race, we know, has gotten serious national attention after news first broke of those messages that Jones sent to a Republican lawmaker back in 2022. They were about former Virginia House Speaker Todd Gilbert, and in those texts, Jones texted the lawmaker, quote, 3 people, 2 bullets, Gilbert, Hitler, and Pol Pot. Gilbert gets 2 bullets to the head. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle have condemned these messages, but Democrats largely haven't backed down from their endorsement of Jones. Voters today waited on the race ahead of the debate.
I think the guy is disturbed. I think anybody that would say that, I wouldn't say that about somebody I hated. And there are a few people around I hate. I don't think he's qualified to be the top cop in Virginia.
I'm very concerned about Jay Jones, and I can't believe that Abigail didn't drop him from the race. But I hope people will split their vote, even if you want to support the Democrat.
The media needs to be focusing on the Republicans doing their fair share of dirty work.
And tonight's debate comes as early voting numbers show that more than 580,000 people have already cast their ballots. At this time, same time point in 2021, ballots cast were just below 350,000. Now, it's unclear, of course, how many voters tonight's debate will actually sway. If you want to watch the debate, Fox 5 has you covered. We'll be streaming it live on the Fox Local mobile app and also on Fox 5's DC YouTube page. Back to you, Shamari.
In the meantime, former President Barack Obama is getting involved in the Virginia governor's race. He's officially endorsing Abigail Spanberger. Obama stars in 2 new digital ads for Spanberger's campaign. Virginia is one of 2 states, along with New Jersey, holding governor's races this year. Both races will be closely watched as indicators of how voters are responding to President Trump.
As the government shutdown drags on with no end in sight, a new AP poll finding that all major players on both sides of the aisle apparently share the blame. 58% of Americans say President Trump and Republicans in Congress have a great deal of responsibility for the shutdown, with 54% of Americans saying Democrats share that same amount of blame. And Senate Democrats again rejecting a stopgap spending bill over health care benefits and a separate bill to fund the Department of Defense. The stopgap bill failed 51 to 45. Republicans need, of course, 60 votes to advance it. The standoff has dragged on for nearly 3 weeks now, with hundreds of thousands of federal workers furloughed. The separate bill to fund the Pentagon and possibly other executive branches also failed.
We are on their side, doing everything we can to get the Republicans to negotiate and address this crisis.
They have offered no plan. They have offered no strategy. They have offered no common sense path forward for ending this situation.
And Senate Democrats say they will not support a funding deal until Congress guarantees an extension of tax credits for health plans. Without those extensions, health insurance plans could see steep premium hikes starting in November.
Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell once again fell down here in our nation's capital. The 83-year-old stumbling in a Capitol hallway on the way to vote in connection with the government shutdown. After 40 years in office, McConnell said he would not seek re-election in next year's midterms.
The Justice Department is expected to ask a grand jury to indict President Donald Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton. Comes after Bolton's home was raided by the FBI in August. Now, last month, court documents revealed Bolton was under federal investigation for potential mishandling of classified information. Bolton was a member of the Trump administration, of course, but the two have had a very public falling out over the years.
No Kings protests are back, and this time organizers say they expect more events and more people. This Saturday, more than 2,700 events are expected to take place across the nation, and quite a few scheduled to happen across the DMV. The events are expected to be similar to this past June, when protests served as counter-programming to the Army's 250th anniversary parade, which was held the same day. The planned protest sparking increased security measures around the district, with anti-scale fencing going up around the White House complex.